Oh!
It's a crasher already. We've had...
Bastianini was gone on there. Now, is this... We've talked about this, didn't we, Gab? This... At the start of the season, there's a lot going on as you come to the line. There's riders looking down.
Oh! And it was because he was riding in behind Zarco. Zarco there is checking his brakes, isn't it?
Zarco's done nothing wrong.
This race is going to get going. The green flag is being waved at the back, the red flag taken away, and when the lights go on, we're going to get the Italian Grand Prix underway with no Enea Bastianini. The whole shot device seems to have worked really well for Fabio Quartararo on the first run down towards San Donato, but this is where the Ducatis come into it, and here comes Pecco Bagnaia straight away alongside the Frenchman, but a really, really good start for Fabio Quartararo on the Yamaha. So we ride on board. They can see Fabio Quartararo just on the side of Pecco Bagnaia's bike. Miguel Oliveira's made a fantastic start. He's into third place. Johan Zarco is in fourth with Jack Miller in fifth. But it's Bagnaia leading in his home Grand Prix on the Ducati.
And Quartararo's doing everything he can. He wants to get past straight away. We know Yamaha's strategy. Get to the front, certainly with Fabio. And he knows on this part of the track, the twisty, flowing parts of the track is where the Yamaha comes into its own. He's going to have a go here. He's having a look.
Oh, and he thinks about it down Casanova Cervelli for the very first time, but the door firmly slams shut by Pecco Bagnaia, who's still to win a MotoGP Grand Prix. Can he break his duck at Mugello? Through Arrabbiata 2 for the very first time, and this is where you wonder if the pace of that Yamaha through some of these long corners, that's where he needs to make the difference. Ducati maybe have struggled in the past. They seem to have got the bike sorted that little bit more with those tyres at the start of this year, but it's Bagnaia leading them up towards the Ducati corner where the Ducati stand is and all the fans will be normally, into Corantaio. There's Marc Marquez. He's made up a position from his start from 11th into 10th. Down the straight of the crasher in the middle, it's Marc Marquez who's gone down, and someone else was on the outside. Was it Morbidelli, wasn't it, on the second of those Petronas bikes? And Marc Marquez has gone down in the second part of the S's. He's struggled all week, and with his shoulder we've had another crasher we can hear in our headphones too. So turn 3 for Marc Marquez. There is Frankie Morbidelli, who was forced to run through the gravel. What a dramatic start to the race.
Yeah, I don't think there's been another crash.
No.
Oh, the lead is down!
Pecco Bagnaia has crashed out of the lead in the Italian Grand Prix. Disaster for Ducati. He struggled this weekend as Zarco, really found going tough on the changes of direction.
Watch this, he's much closer now, and look at the Ducati power, easy as he goes through the gearbox. We need to show it. He'll be past him by now.
He was passed him by the line. 146.8 from Johan Zarco, who now leads in the Italian Grand Prix. And this is the problem that Fabio Quartararo has. If Zarco can park that bike in the corner, the race will come back. You know, Taka Nakagami now is making progress. Someone else who actually has the pace to match them up front just couldn't do it in qualifying. Look at Quartararo all over the back of Johan Zarco.
Oh,
Casanova Cervelli for Fabio Quartararo. And he's taken it. He knew he needed to get past. He's got to make the bike work in the parts of the track that really suit this Yamaha. I wonder whether Zarco, that little bit more distance behind Fabio Quartararo on this occasion, is he able to get close to Fabio Quartararo? Is he? He's past him, down towards turn 1. Quartararo will do everything he can to get the bike stopped. The Ducati's really good on the brakes at getting stopped, and he does hang on. Even though Quartararo has more entry speed, he finds the Ducati right in the place. He wants to put his bike on track. Here comes Quartararo again, up the hill in Poggio Secco. This is a fantastic start to the MotoGP Italian Grand Prix as Fabio Quartararo reclaims the lead from his compatriot Zarco, and all the while Portugal's Miguel Oliveira sits there watching and waiting to pounce.
So now Quartararo's got pretty much the whole lap in the lead.
Miller slams the door shut on Rins, but Rins will have a tighter inside line. It won't matter by the time we get to turn 1, especially the way the drive that Jack's got out of the corner there.
Yeah. I'll tell you what's interesting, and I'm impressed with this. So Rins has not finished the last 3 races. 3 crashes out of 5 races. I mean, it's really disappointing. I'm surprised how aggressive he's been. I thought he'd have been a little bit more calm.
And it's going to be Rins going through Materassi, Borgo San Lorenzo up the top of the hill.
These two are having a good race, aren't they?
Rins on the 42 bike. The bright yellow of Joan Mir goes back in front of Alex Rins.
And good friends.
Here comes Miguel Oliveira now. He is going to make the move.
He's going to do it here. Watch this. He's going to go on the flip-flop.
Little squirt in the middle of the right-left combination. Scarperia and Pelagio. And Joan Mir is through and up into the podium positions. Zarco, he was doing everything, wasn't he, there to stay in front of Alex Rins. You saw he was braking on a very different part of the track, too tight into the corner to hold off Rins, and finally Zarco has to give up, and behind, Binder and Miller are approaching Zarco fast.
Oh,
that's Rins
again!
Fourth race in a row for Alex Rins, trying to chase down his teammate. Hands to the head for Shinichi Sahara. And I'm sorry to say that Alex Rins at Virginie corner has crashed out again, and it is becoming a too familiar story for him and Suzuki to see him lose the front of that bike. Oh no, disaster for Taka Nakagami, and that's in the fast Biondetti S's, and he was top Honda in this race again.
You know, it's just set his fastest lap.
Oh, Mir is coming back to Zarco on this last lap. The gap has gone down to 0.4 of a second between Mir and Zarco, so it's not all done yet. Last lap of the Italian Grand Prix. Fabio Quartararo up the road as we ride on board with the reigning world champion Joan Mir, who's looking for a second podium of the year.
Oliveira wide in there, and it was a big mistake that, because then Mir's right on the back of him. Don't go on the green at the end of that curb. That will bite you. It's the last lap. You lose the position, as we saw in the Moto2 race. I won't say any more about that. But
I'm really devastated for the rider it happened for. We're not going to give anything away. Through into a Rabiata corner here. This is where you think the Suzuki, can it get close?
Well, we know where he's going to try if he can. He's got to make up time through here.
Is he going to be close enough into Scarperia, Pelagio? This is where he's been making the move.
Yes, he is going to be close enough, and he's going to give it a go. No, it just runs a little bit wide. That's obviously that's Mir's favourite passing place. And that's it's sort of done now, because the problem is for the Suzuki rider, he's not going to be able to pass him over the line. So unless Oliveira now makes a mistake, I think that's how your podium's going to finish.
Through the Biondetti S's for the final time and up towards Virginie. Mugello, okay, for the front, it might not have delivered an absolute classic of a race, but behind there's been so much going on. At the front though, the Ducati run at home in Italy has been stopped. Fabio has found an answer where he wasn't able to in Jerez or Le Mans, and he wins his third race of the year, the Italian Grand Prix. Yamaha victorious. KTM take their first podium of the season in second place with Miguel Oliveira, and Joan Mir, second podium of his year on the Suzuki, ahead of Johan Zarco. Brad Binder takes fifth with Miller in sixth. Espargaro takes seventh on the Aprilia. Good ride again from him. Maverick Vinales in eighth, and Danilo Petrucci ninth. Rossi just pipped Lecuona to 10th across the line, so some comfort there for Valentino Rossi.